Possibilities curve production. Topic outcome. Economics is a social science and economists are confronted with a real world that is too complex and dynamic to be understood completely. One way in which economists deal with this complex reality is to build and use models that simplify the real world and help us to focus on the important forces that shape our economic lives. In this section, we will make use of such a model, the production possibilities curve or frontier, to illustrate the problem of choice, scarcity, efficiency, inefficiency, increasing opportunity cost and change in production capacity. Topic outcome. After you have worked through this learning unit, you should be able to use a production possibilities curve to illustrate and explain. Scarcity, choice, inefficiency, efficiency, opportunity cost, increasing opportunity cost, change in production capacity, impact of investment. Pre-knowledge. Before you start this section, make sure that you are familiar with the economic problem, factors of production, opportunity cost. 4.1 Assumptions of the production possibilities curve. After you have worked through this section of the learning unit, you should be able to describe a production possibility curve. Identify the assumptions used to derive a production possibilities curve. While thousands of different goods and services are produced in the real world, an important assumption of our model is that only 2 goods are produced. As an example, to illustrate this, we will use a hypothetical country, Xanadu, in which laptops and mobile phones are produced. Xanadu produces laptops and mobile phones. We further assume that the economy is using all its resources fully and efficiently to produce these 2 goods and that the quantity and quality of these resources are fixed. In this model, it is also possible to shift the resources from the production of one good, laptops, to the production of another good, mobile phones. Human resources can be shifted from the production of mobile phones to the production of laptops. Our last assumption is that, for the time being, the technology is unchanged. Given these assumptions, in the sections below we will construct a production possibilities table and curve which indicate the combinations of goods or services that can be produced when a country's resources are employed fully and efficiently. Do the following activity to see if you understand the assumptions of the production possibilities. Activity 1. You are the president of Paradiso and have given instructions to your engineers to provide economists in the country with information on the production of guns and food in Paradiso so that they can construct a production possibilities curve for Paradiso. You receive the following information from the engineers. Resources used. Tons of food. Number of guns. What would your opinion as an economist be of the data provided by the engineers? The only useful information is that if Paradiso were to use 100% of its resources, it would be able to produce 550 tons of food and 3 million guns. The information would be sufficient to construct a production possibilities curve. The engineers misunderstood what would be required to construct production possibilities since this requires different combinations of guns and food that can be produced in Paradiso, if all the resources are used fully and efficiently. 4.2 A production possibilities table. After you have worked through this section of the learning unit, you should be able to interpret the data in a production possibilities table. We will construct a production possibilities table for a hypothetical country called Xanadu. The 2 products that are produced by this country, using their resources fully and efficiently, are laptops and mobile phones. The different combinations of laptops and mobile phones, using resources fully and efficiently, that can be produced are indicated in the following production possibilities table. Production possibilities for Xanadu. Combination. Laptops. Mobile phones. Let's turn our attention to the table to see exactly what the data is telling us. Study the above table and answer the following questions. How many laptops will be produced if the country uses all its resources for the production of laptops? It is 5,000 as indicated by combination A. How many mobile phones will be produced if the country uses all its resources for the production of laptops? 0. 5,000. 24,000. 30,000. It is 0. If the country uses all its resources to produce laptops, then no resources will be available to produce mobile phones, and the production of mobile phones must indeed be 0. This is indicated by combination A. In terms of combination F in the above table, how many mobile phones could be produced if all the resources were to be used for the production of mobile phones, and how many laptops? Laptops. Mobile phones. Answer. Combination F tells us that if all the resources are used for the production of mobile phones, then 30,000 mobile phones will be produced and 0 laptops. In terms of combination B in the above table, how many laptops could be produced and how many mobile phones? Laptops. Answer. Mobile phones. Answer. If you look at a combination such as B, it tells you that if Xanadu allocates some of its resources to the production of laptops and some to the production of mobile phones and makes efficient use of these resources, then it will be able to produce 4,000 laptops and 10,000 mobile phones. Note that if 10,000 mobile phones are produced, Xanadu can only produce 4,000 laptops and not 5,000 laptops. Combination C indicates that it is possible for Xanadu to produce 3,000 laptops and 18,000 mobile phones, while combination D indicates a production possibility of 2,000 laptops and 24,000 mobile phones. Combination E indicates a production possibility of 1,000 laptops and 28,000 mobile phones. Do the following activity to make sure you understand the production possibilities table, since we will use data in a production possibilities table to draw the production possibilities curve or frontier. Activity 2. After explaining what is required of the engineers in Activity 1, they provide you with the following information. If Paradiso uses all its resources efficiently for the production of food, it will be able to produce 1,000 tons of food. If Paradiso uses all its resources efficiently, it will be able to produce 900 tons of food and 1 million guns. If Paradiso uses all its resources efficiently, it will be able to produce 750 tons of food and 2 million guns. If Paradiso uses all its resources efficiently, it will be able to produce 550 tons of food and 3 million guns. If Paradiso uses all its resources efficiently, it will be able to produce 300 tons of food and 4 million guns. If Paradiso uses all its resources efficiently for the production of guns, it will be able to produce 5 million guns. Use the above information to complete the following production possibilities table for Paradiso. Drawing a production possibilities curve. After you have worked through this section of the learning unit, you should be able to draw a production possibilities curve to illustrate the different combinations of goods and or services that can be produced if resources are used fully and efficiently. We will make use of our production possibilities table for Xanadu to draw a production possibilities curve or frontier. Production possibilities for Xanadu. Combination. Laptops. Mobile phones. On the vertical axis, the number of laptops, in 1000s, that can be produced is measured, while on the horizontal axis, the number of mobile phones, in 1000s, that can be produced is measured. If Xanadu makes efficient and full use of its resources, it can produce the following combinations. Point A indicates a combination of 5,000 laptops and 0 mobile phones. Point B indicates a combination of 4,000 laptops and 10,000 mobile phones. Point C indicates a combination of 3,000 laptops and 18,000 mobile phones. Point D indicates a combination of 2,000 laptops and 24,000 mobile phones. Point E indicates a combination of 1,000 laptops and 28,000 mobile phones. Point F indicates a combination of 0 laptops and 30,000 mobile phones. Combining these points gives us a production possibilities curve or frontier. This production possibilities curve or frontier indicates the combinations of laptops and mobile phones that are attainable, can be produced, when Xanadu's resources are fully and efficiently used. Note that any point on the production possibilities curve is a possible combination, but we will only focus on points A, B, C, D, E and F. Because the curve shows all the different possible combinations, and because it takes into account all the available resources and its efficiencies, it shows the boundaries, limits, of production possibilities for producing two goods. It represents the potential output of Xanadu. It is important that you have a very good understanding of the production possibilities curve since we will be using it to explain scarcity, choice, efficiency, inefficiency, and opportunity costs. Activity 3. You are given the following information about production possibilities for Paradiso. Combination. Food, tons. Guns, millions. Your task is to use this information to draw a production possibilities curve for Paradiso with the production of food on the vertical axis and production of guns on the horizontal axis. 4.4 Production possibilities curve and scarcity. After you have worked through this section of the learning unit, you should be able to identify a position of scarcity using the production possibilities curve. Scarcity exists because there are not enough resources to satisfy unlimited needs and wants. Given the production possibilities curve for Xanadu, we know that this country can produce combinations such as A, B, C, D, E and F. What it cannot produce, given its resources and the efficiency of these resources, is a combination such as 500 laptops and 28,000 mobile phones. Scarcity and the production possibilities curve. Xanadu would certainly like to produce at a point such as point G1 because it would have more mobile phones and laptops, but this is not possible because the country does not have enough resources. Points G1, G2, and G3 therefore represent scarcity and lies outside the production possibilities curve. Points on the production possibilities curve, A, B, C, D, E, F, indicate the possible or attainable combinations of laptops and mobile phones and can therefore be regarded as potential output. These points also indicate the boundaries of production. To reach any point outside the production possibilities curve such as G1 or G2 or G3, Xanadu would need more resources and/or increase the efficiency of its current resources. Activity 4. Do the following activity to make sure you understand positions of scarcity. A journalist at one of the newspapers in Paradiso asks your opinion on the following. Based on the information below, a politician concluded that in the current period the country of Paradiso could produce a combination of 1,000 tons of food and 5 million guns. Combination. Food, tons. Guns, millions. Which one of the following will be your response? You agree and state that Paradiso will indeed be able to produce this combination and explain it by showing that 1,000 tons of food and 5 million guns are points on the production possibilities curve and represent points of potential output. You disagree because Paradiso does not have sufficient resources to produce this combination and explain it by showing that this combination of food and guns lies outside the production possibilities curve and represents scarcity. 4.5 Production Possibilities Curve and Efficiency and Inefficiency. After you have worked through this section of the learning unit, you should be able to illustrate and explain point of inefficiency and technical efficiency. Inefficiency occurs when resources are not fully and efficiently used. Inefficiency means that the current output is lower than the potential output. The output that is produced as a result of the inefficient use of resources is therefore less than what is possible if the resources are fully and efficiently used. In terms of our production possibilities curve, this is represented by a point such as H1 which lies inside the production possibilities curve. At point H1, 2,000 laptops and 10,000 mobile phones are produced, which is less than the potential output. At point H2, 1,000 laptops and 18,000 mobile phones are produced, which is also less than potential output. By moving from point H1 to a point such as C, which is on the production possibilities curve, both more laptops and more mobile phones can be produced. Points inside the production possibility curve indicate that the society concerned is not making full and efficient use of its resources, and consequently fewer needs and wants are satisfied than are possible. When a point on the production possibilities curve is reached, it is referred to as technical efficiency, indicating that resources are fully and efficiently used. This is the point that any society should strive to reach, since it indicates that the society is indeed making efficient use of its scarce resources. While a point inside the production possibilities curve indicates that both more laptops and mobile phones can be produced, a point on the curve indicates that it is not possible to increase the production of one good without decreasing the production of the other good. For Xanadu, this implies that if it is producing at a point such as C, it can only move to point B if it produces fewer mobile phones, and it can only move from point C to point D if it produces fewer laptops. Now do the following activities to test your understanding of the concepts efficiency and inefficiency. Activity 5. 5.1 The following information is issued for the year by the Department of Statistics in Paradiso. Food production increased by 5%, while the production of guns remained unchanged. Unemployment is currently at 24.5%, and the manufacturers of guns and food reported that they are using 85% of their production capacity. Based on the above information, which three of the following statements are correct? Paradiso is at a point inside the production possibilities curve. Paradiso can increase the production of guns without decreasing the production of food. Paradiso is technically efficient in its production of guns and food. Paradiso is inefficient in its production of guns and food. Paradiso is at a point on the production possibilities curve. Paradiso is at a point outside the production possibilities curve. 5.2 Which one of the following is correct? If Paradiso is producing at point C, as indicated in the diagram below, you can conclude the following. Paradiso is efficient in the production of food and guns. Point C is a more efficient point than point D. It is possible for Paradiso to increase the production of food without decreasing the production of guns. It is possible for Paradiso to increase the production of guns without decreasing the production of food. 4.6 Production Possibilities Curve and Choice. After you have worked through this section of the learning unit, you should be able to use the PPC to illustrate what happens to the allocation of resources and technical efficiency along a production possibility curve. Distinguish between technical efficiency and allocative efficiency and explain why the PPC curve can be used to explain technical efficiency but not allocative efficiency. Choice is illustrated by the available combinations along the production possibilities curve. For instance, in Xanadu, society must choose which combination of laptops and mobile phones to produce to ensure the maximum satisfaction to the citizens of Xanadu. If you were asked to make the choice for Xanadu, which combination would you choose? OAOBOCODOE. Any of these combinations might be the right one. See the explanation below for why that might be the case. The production possibilities curve provides information on technical efficiency, that is, the maximum number of goods and services that can be produced with the given resources. It does not tell us which of these possible combinations present allocative efficiency, that is, the optimal, best, combination of goods and services desired by consumers. Allocative efficiency is achieved when the economy is doing the best possible job of satisfying unlimited wants and needs with limited resources. To achieve this, however, the market must first achieve technical efficiency. And this technical efficiency must be useful or valued by people. For example, an industry might achieve technical efficiency for the production of 10 cm pieces of yellow cotton string, but if nobody in the market actually wants these, they will pile up in a room somewhere, and allocative efficiency has not been achieved. Allocative efficiency occurs when an economy provides the greatest amount of consumer satisfaction that is possible given the available resources. So markets have a role to play in determining not only the point of technical efficiency for the production of a good or service, but also the point of allocative efficiency. The production possibilities curve provides information on technical efficiency, that is, the maximum number of goods and services that can be produced with the given resources. It does not tell us which of these possible combinations present allocative efficiency, that is, the optimal, best, combination of goods and services desired by consumers. Which combination, A, B, C, D, E or F, consumers desire is an important issue in economics, and something we will return to later in the course. Society faces a trade-off. What is the difference between points D and C in the diagram below? If we examine the table and the diagram, we see that at point D, 2,000 laptops and 24,000 mobile phones are produced, while at point C, 3,000 laptops and 18,000 mobile phones are produced. Because more laptops are produced, fewer mobile phones are produced. The people of Xanadu are facing a trade-off. To have more laptops, they must give up some mobile phones. As they move from point D to point C, they are allocating more resources to the production of laptops and fewer to the production of mobile phones. Combination: laptops, mobile phones. From this, one can also conclude that the question of what to produce is in fact a decision about how resources should be allocated among their competing uses. Competing uses suggests that the same resources could be used to produce different things. A decision to produce at a point such as D indicates that a decision has been made to allocate resources in such a way that this specific combination is produced. Do the following activity to make sure you understand the concepts technical efficiency and allocative efficiency. Activity 6. 6.1 Paradiso is currently producing a combination of food and guns as indicated by point D on the production possibilities curve. The decision to produce this combination was taken by the president of Paradiso without any consultation with the parliament or the people of Paradiso. In a survey, it was found that the people of Paradiso would prefer a combination such as that represented by C. Which of the following statements regarding points C and D are correct? At point D, Paradiso is not technically efficient because the people of Paradiso prefer combination C. At point C, technical efficiency occurs. At point C, allocative efficiency occurs. At point C, the satisfaction the people of Paradiso derive from food and guns is greater than the satisfaction at point D. 6.2 A movement from point C to point B implies that the scarcity problem is solved. Fewer resources are allocated to the production of guns and more resources to the production of food. More resources are allocated to the production of guns and fewer resources to the production of food. The technical efficiency of the country increases. 4.7 Production possibilities curve and opportunity cost. After you have worked through this section of the learning unit, you should be able to use a production possibilities table and the production possibilities curve to explain and illustrate opportunity cost. Production possibilities curve and opportunity cost. The opportunity cost of a resource is the value of the best alternative use that is given up or sacrificed. In the case of Xanadu, where two products are produced, the opportunity cost of the use of resources is measured in terms of the production of laptops and mobile phones. In the following table, the opportunity cost of increasing the production of laptops by increments of 1,000 is indicated in the fourth column. Opportunity cost for Xanadu. Combination. Laptops. Mobile phones. Opportunity cost of increasing production of laptops by increments of 1,000. If one compares combination C and B, the difference between these two combinations is that at point B, more laptops are produced, the number increases from 3,000 to 4,000, while fewer mobile phones are produced, the number decreases from 18,000 to 10,000. This indicates that more resources are allocated to the production of laptops and fewer to the production of mobile phones. At combination C. At combination B. What is the opportunity cost of increasing the production of laptops from 3,000 to 4,000 in terms of mobile phones? The opportunity cost of increasing the production of laptops by 1,000, from 3,000 to 4,000, is the decrease in the production of mobile phones, which in this case is equal to 18,000 minus 10,000 is equal to 8,000 mobile phones. To increase the production of laptops, fewer mobile phones are produced, and the opportunity cost of producing more laptops is the mobile phones that are given up or sacrificed. Graphically, the above is represented as a movement along the production possibilities curve from point C to point B. The opportunity cost of increasing the production of laptops by 1,000, from 3,000 to 4,000, is the decrease in production of mobile phones by 8,000, from 18,000 to 10,000. Production possibilities and opportunity cost. Combination. Laptops. Phones. Opportunity cost of increasing production of laptops by increments of 1,000. Use the following diagram to indicate the opportunity cost of increasing the production of laptops from 1,000 to 2,000. Do the following activity about opportunity cost and the production possibilities curve. Activity 7. 7.1 Are the following statements about the situation in Paradiso true or false? T. F. The trade-off the people of Paradiso face is that in order to produce more guns, they must give up food. The trade-off the people of Paradiso face is that to produce more food, they must give up guns. The opportunity cost of producing guns is food. The opportunity cost of producing food is guns. 7.2 Use the information in the following table to calculate the opportunity cost in terms of tons of food when increasing the production of guns by increments of 1 million. Production possibilities table for Paradiso. Combination. Food, tons. Guns, millions. Opportunity cost of increasing production of guns by increments of 1 million. Production possibilities and increasing opportunity cost. After you have worked through this section of the learning unit, you should be able to explain and illustrate with the aid of a production possibilities curve increasing opportunity cost. Production possibilities curve and increasing opportunity cost. If you take a closer look at the opportunity cost of producing laptops, which is represented in the table below, what you will notice is that the opportunity cost increases as more laptops are produced. The opportunity cost of increasing the production of laptops from 0 to 1,000 is 2,000 mobile phones, whereas increasing the production of laptops from 3,000 to 4,000 is 8,000 mobile phones. Production possibilities and increasing opportunity cost for Xanadu. As you can see from the table, it is 6,000, 24,000 to 18,000. The reason for this increase in opportunity cost has to do with the suitability of the resources for which they are used. Resources are not all the same, and some resources may be more suitable for the production of mobile phones and others more suitable for the production of laptops. Some of these resources are not suitable for the production of mobile phones, and by allocating these resources to the production of laptops, moving from point E to point D, for which the resources are more suitable, the opportunity cost is relatively low. Only 4,000 mobile phones need to be sacrificed to increase the production of laptops from 1,000 to 2,000. As increasingly more resources are allocated away from the production of mobile phones to the production of laptops, moving from point C to point B, less suitable resources are allocated to the production of laptops. Hence the opportunity cost of producing laptops rises. 8,000 mobile phones must be sacrificed to increase the production of laptops from 3,000 to 4,000. It is because of this increasing opportunity cost that the curve is concave to the origin, that is, it bulges outwards from the origin. Do the following activity to see if you understand increasing opportunity cost. Activity 8. 8.1 Choose the correct words to make the following statements true. The opportunity cost of producing guns increases, decreases, stay constant as more guns are produced. The opportunity cost of producing food increases, decreases, stay constant as more food is produced. 8.2 Refer to the diagram below and complete the following statements. A movement from B to C indicates that the opportunity cost of increasing the production of guns by, your answer, million is, your answer, tons of food. A movement from E to D indicates that the opportunity cost of increasing the production of food by, your answer, tons is, your answer, million guns. 4.9 Production possibilities and a change in resources. After you have worked through this section of the learning unit, you should be able to differentiate between two kinds of shifts, namely when the amount of resources and/or productivity for both products increase, shift of PPC, and when the production technique of one of the products improve, swivel of PPC. Shift of PPC. What factors do you think can increase the quantity and quality of factors of production? Look at the options below. Select all the answers you think are relevant. O cheaper resources, O longer working hours, O new technologies, O more workers, O better weather. O alternative resources of power, O cheaper electricity, O lower wages, O more factories, O education. In fact, all of these may increase the quantity and quality of factors of production. In our example of Xanadu, economic growth takes place if, at any combination, more laptops and/or more mobile phones are produced than before. Through economic growth it becomes possible for Xanadu to reach a point such as point G2, which we previously identified as unattainable. This may be the result of an increase in the resources and/or an increase in technology that increases the productivity of the resources. The impact of an increase in resources, which makes it possible for Xanadu to potentially produce both more laptops and mobile phones, can be represented graphically in the following diagram as an outward shift of the production possibilities curve. Outward shift occurs due to an increase in resources and/or efficiency of resources. At each combination, more laptops and mobile phones can be produced than before. If you compare points G2 and D, you will see that the production of both laptops and mobile phones is higher. Swivel of PPC. If a change in technology causes an improvement in the production of one of the goods, say, mobile phones, it implies that with the given resources, more mobile phones can be produced, and the maximum potential output for mobile phones increases from F to J. In this case, the maximum potential output for laptops is unchanged at A, and the production possibilities curve swivels outwards from AF to AJ. It is now possible, except at point A, to produce more mobile phones and laptops. A change in the efficiency in the production of mobile phones. Do the following activity to make sure you understand a change in production possibilities. Activity 9. The president of Paradiso decides to stand for a third term, while the Constitution only allows for 2 terms. This leads to political unrest that turns violent, and in the process, a number of food factories and gun factories are burnt down. 9.1 Which one of the following diagrams indicates the effect this would have on the production possibilities of Paradiso? A. B. Which one of the following diagrams represents the impact of a new production design that would improve the production of food in Paradiso? 4.10 How decisions today have an impact on our future. After you have worked through this section of the learning unit, you should be able to use the PPC curve to explain what might happen in the future if a country decides to rather produce consumer goods than capital goods. A key issue that can be illustrated by the production possibilities curve is how the decisions we make today have an impact on our future. An important decision that any society needs to make is how many resources to devote to the production of capital goods, investment, and how many resources to devote to the production of consumer goods. Look at the list of goods below. Which of these are capital goods and which of these are consumer goods? An MP4 player. A mobile phone. A factory. A music CD. A cargo truck. An industrial digger. An office block. A mountain bike. Beauty products. A construction crane. An energy drink is a bridge. Some goods are strictly capital goods, and others are strictly consumer goods. There are some, however, such as a mobile phone, that may be considered either a capital good or a consumer good, depending on how it is put to use. Capital goods are our man-made resources and are used in the production of other goods. Examples include all types of machinery, plant and equipment used in manufacturing and construction, school buildings, university residences, roads, dams and bridges. Capital goods do not themselves yield direct consumer satisfaction, but they do permit more production and satisfaction in the future. Consumer goods are used or consumed by individuals or households, i.e. consumers, to satisfy needs and wants. Examples include food, wine, clothing, shoes, furniture, household appliances, and motor cars. The trade-off society faces is whether it should allocate more resources to satisfy needs and wants in the current period, or whether it should allocate more resources to the creation of capital goods that will make it possible to create more consumer goods and services in the future. In other words, Should society sacrifice current consumption to increase future consumption? This trade-off can be illustrated by the production possibilities curves for country A and country B depicted below. The production of capital goods is represented on the vertical axis, while the production of consumer goods is represented on the horizontal axis. Country A decides to allocate resources not only for the replacement of worn-out capital, but also to create new capital goods. This is indicated by point A. At this point, the quantity of consumer goods is equal to C1. Country B, however, decides to allocate resources only for the replacement of worn-out capital. This is indicated by point B. At this point, the quantity of consumer goods is equal to C2. In the current period, people in country B have more consumer goods, C2, than the people in country A, C1, and they can therefore satisfy more needs and wants. We can therefore say they have a higher standard of living. Over time, however, this position will change. The production possibilities curve for country B will stay the same because the country only produces sufficient capital goods to replace worn-out capital goods, and there will be no change in the people's standard of living. The production possibilities curve for country A will shift outwards in the future because the country increased its capital goods, which makes it possible for it to produce more consumer goods. And as long as this country continues to allocate resources in this way, the production possibilities curve will shift outwards and economic growth will occur and the standard of living will increase and eventually overtake that of country B. Production possibilities for country A increases. Answers to the activities. Activity 1. Options A and C are correct. To construct a production possibilities curve, you need to know the different combinations of food and goods that can be produced when a country's resources are employed fully and efficiently. The only useful information is that if Paradiso uses all its resources, 100%, then it will be able to produce 400 tons of food and 3 million guns. This provides you with 1 point on the production possibilities curve. You are not interested to know what this combination is at 20% or 40% but at a 100%. It is indeed the case that they misunderstood their brief, since to construct a production possibilities curve, you need to know the different combinations of food and goods that can be produced when a country's resources are employed fully and efficiently. Activity 2. Production possibilities table for Paradiso. Combination. Food, tons. Guns, millions. Activity 4. Option B is the correct choice. You should indeed disagree. It is true that 1,000 tons of food and 5 million guns are points on the production possibilities curve. What is not true is the fact that it is possible to produce a combination of 1,000 tons of food and 5 million guns. Paradiso can produce 1,000 tons of food or 5 million guns, but not both. A combination of 1,000 tons of food and 5 million guns lies outside the production possibilities curve and represents scarcity. Activity 5. 5.1 Options A, B and D are the 3 correct options. Paradiso is at a point inside the production possibilities curve. Because there is unemployment and firms are not making use of all their capacity, Paradiso is not making full use of all its resources and is at a point inside the production possibilities curve. Paradiso can increase the production of guns without decreasing the production of food. A possible point is D. It is possible for Paradiso to move from point H to point D. This indicates that it can produce more guns without decreasing the production of food. Paradiso is inefficient in its production of guns and food since it is not making full use of its resources. This indicates a position of inefficiency. Options C, E, and F are incorrect. They are at a point inside the production possibilities curve since they are not making efficient and fully use of their resources. They are at a point inside their production possibilities curve and not at a point outside. Paradiso is not technically efficient in its production of guns and food. There is unemployment and underutilization of their capacity. 5.2 The correct option is A. Point C is on the production possibilities curve indicating that Paradiso is efficient in the production of food and guns. Both points C and D are on the production possibilities curve, they are both points of technical efficiency. Point C is therefore not more efficient than point D. It is not possible to increase the production of food or guns without decreasing the production of the other good. To increase the production of food, they will have to decrease the production of guns. Activity 6. 6.1 Options B, C, and D are correct. Any point on the production possibilities curve represents technical efficiency. At point D, there is therefore technical efficiency but not allocative efficiency since society prefer point C. 6.2 The correct option is B. A movement from point C to point B indicates that fewer resources are allocated to the production of guns and more to the production of food. Technical efficiency is the same at points B and C. Any point on the PPC represents technical efficiency but not necessarily allocative efficiency. Activity 7. 7.1. The statement is true. The trade-off is indeed that in order to produce more guns, they must give up food, and to produce more food, they must give up guns. The statement is true. The trade-off is indeed that in order to produce more food, they must give up guns, and to produce more guns, they must give up food. The statement is true. The trade-off they face is that to produce more guns, they must give up food, and to produce more food, they must give up guns. The opportunity cost of producing guns is therefore the food that is sacrificed. The statement is true. The trade-off they face is that to produce more guns, they must give up food, and to produce more food, they must give up guns. The opportunity cost of producing food is therefore the guns that are sacrificed. 7.2. Production possibilities table for Paradiso. Combination. Food, tons. Guns, millions. Opportunity cost of increasing production of guns by increments of 1 million. Activity 8. 8.1 We are dealing with increasing opportunity cost. This applies to both the production of guns and the production of food. The opportunity cost of producing guns increases as more guns are produced. The opportunity cost of producing food increases as more food is produced. 8.2. A movement from B to C indicates that the opportunity cost of increasing the production of guns by 1 million is 150 tons of food. Movement from E to D indicates that the opportunity cost of increasing the production of food by 250 tons is 1 million guns. Activity 9. 9.1 The correct option is C. The destruction of factories implies that the capacity of Paradiso decreases and its potential output for both guns and food thus declines. The different combinations of guns and food that can be produced by Paradiso are therefore lower and the production possibilities shift inwards. 9.2 The correct option is B. It implies that with the given resources more food could be produced and the maximum potential output for food would increase from A to G and the production possibilities curve would swivel outwards from FA to FG. Checklist. Well. Satisfactory. Must redo. Concepts and relationships. I am able to define a production possibilities curve. Identify the asymptotes underlying the producitin possibilities curve. Interpret the data in a producitin possibilities curve. Draw a production possibilities curve. Distinguish between capital goods and consumer goods. Diagrams. I am able to explain with the aid of a production possibilities curve. Scarcity. Inefficiency. Technical efficiency. Allocative efficiency. Opportunity cost. Increasing opportunity cost. The impact of an improvement in the production techniques of only one good. The impact of an improvement in the production techniques of only one good or both goods. The impact of investment on the living standard of a country.